would like to request us a lot of things to you, like it's visual or things like that. C programming or whatever, computer algorithm today. But what is the connectivity between a painter and a Morse code? Inventive leadership mindset. The change is happening every time. Every 5 years the trends are changing. But we become the prey for the mega trends. Because in 1994, the Samsung decided to design. Why? Because before that they were following the Japanese trends. This is what the business model. So you have the trend and America to import them to Korea and then make them to design or develop their own designers.
He did his bachelor degree in electrical and electronic engineering from Annamalai University and then went on to do his master design in industrial design in IIT. The organizations that he served include Ashok Leyland Limited, Chennai, TATA LXI, Bangalore, TVS Motors, Hosur, General Motors Tech Center India, Bangalore, TATA Motors, Pune, and Adekalam Mata College, Vallam. Naam Pidikka Vendiya Kadaisi Bus, which went up to 42 months on Motor Vigadan. He is a founder and mentor of AYA Design Academy to conduct workshops and courses on car design, product design, and digital design, which benefited thousands of young students to get in design.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, dignitaries, directors, and then everyone who is instrumental to have such a fantastic, extraordinary event. It was more than what I was expected before even coming in here. Anyways, I'm going to be 20 minutes engaged, 100 plus people here. Your 20 minutes time is really, really valuable. And of course, many of the dignitaries who are in front of me are much more knowledgeable and meaningful. And you have changed many people's life. What is very important is I'm working in an organization, but you guys are running an organization where plenty of people, depend upon their livelihood of, to turn their heads towards you. Now, so here it's going to be 20 minutes. It's a lot of visuals. I'll be very faster, and I would like to request us a lot of things to you, like it's visual or things like that. And it's going to raise a lot of questions, and I'm not a product of a solution or whatever. Together, let us do. So, manufacturing, anyway, we're doing. Smart manufacturing, that's the future. And I'm looking at India as a triadic movement. For example, every damn thing in the world can be segregated in three, but all connected together. For example, water. You have gas and solid, three different states, but all the same. There is a connectivity, or the dots are connected. So what are we manufacturing, and why are we manufacturing, and how are we going to sustain? These are the questions to be asked. So many of the extraordinary, revolutionary, destructive people ask these questions, particularly why. Several years ago, Apple CEO started thinking of how to generate a new way, personalize the computing. I want to take the personal computer to everybody's home. Previously, what IBM and everyone is trying to have a supercomputer, but it is democratized the commodity called personal computer. So the life is there, art is there, and design is there. These three are three different entities. For me, it's all connected together. So the triadic connecting is what I am going to request you today. If not, we have education, we have innovation, and we have efficacy. These two are the ones to be connected. You know what is efficacy is? Success is different, efficacy is different. How effectively that you are making. So we are making money, we are making economy. Is it stable in this country? That's the question I want. And you have educational societies. Are they trying to groom the society? And today, we have schools, we have scholars, but the society is disconnected. We produce Sundar Pichais, send it to America. But at the same time, if I have a number of hundreds of products here, we only, buy the mic, the cell phone, and all these things, right? So, how? So we are going to look at the presentation. And of course, what is missing is innovation. We are only following the mega trends which is created by elsewhere, maybe East and West and things like that. So the technology and manufacturing is to be connected with the innovation. Why? Let's see in this presentation. And of course, India, it has a lot of heritage, but are we evolving business model out of this heritage? That's a question which we have to ask, right? Say, for example, I have BMW 7 Series. It has a heater in seat. You spend lakhs of rupees, a couple of lakhs of rupees for heating a seat. Do we relevant to Indian condition? If not, why should I spend that money? You know, that is the question I want to have. So what does it mean is you have to democratize the design, technology, manufacturing to have a better life and particularly stable economy. So that's the reason why this gentleman, everyone, every one of us know this guy, right? Steve Wozniak. So he says, the culture in India, if we are not innovative, he is complaining straight away. India is not of the Facebook, the Google, right? The WhatsApp, anything that we are doing. There's a difference between TCS and Infosys, and this side you have Indian companies. You have Patni software, this software, that software, and here you have Facebook and all these companies, IBM, Microsoft, and all. What is the difference? It's entirely two different entities because these guys are service providers. These guys are end-to-end problem solvers. So that's the reason Apple is not here in India. It's because we always consume products, materials, softwares, the information from elsewhere. Why we have to do that? There are questions I want to raise. So the connecting dots will make you a happy economy. What that dot to be connected is science, art. We totally disconnected art from the technology. In fact, that science and art are inextricably entwined. பிரிக்க முடியாத அளவுக்கு பின்னி பிணைஞ்சது ரெண்டும். Which science? Of course, the innovation, industrial revolution, it's all come from the West. I agree. But let's see what is industrial revolution. Whatever we have it today, they're enjoying the car, the transportation, the road, the bags, the fabric, the shoes, and everything is out of industrial revolution. But where the industrial revolution comes from? It comes from the art movement called Renaissance art movement, right? So to prove my point, what is industrial revolution? It is modern working, collaborative environments, value in collective intelligence. What you are creating is a collective intelligence and transitions and inventive mindset. To prove my point, this is a painting. Do you think this is an American president, the fifth American president, I suppose, his name is James Monroe. Do you think an artist straight away can walk into the president's house and then sit for a portrait painting? If an artist doing it, you must be an established artist, no? His name is Samuel Morse, who is the one who invented the Morse code, which you are using in your C programming or whatever computer algorithm today. The Morse code comes from Samuel Morse. If you type Samuel Morse in Google, it will say he's a painter, right? So what is the connectivity between a painter and a Morse code? That question I want to ask. Long year ago, this watercolor painting is done by a small girl, 16 years old girl, during her menstruation or whatever nature's call, in the garden. She started painting whatever in front of her in watercolor. There was leaf, there was eggs, there was worm, and suddenly it has become a cocoon. The cocoon finally gave birth to a butterfly. She was excited. She documented all these things. Her name is Maria Sibylla Marian. She was the first one to discover the life cycle of the butterfly. When she was explaining it to his mother and father, they were, before that, the whole world was believing butterfly was born as a small butterfly with all these wings and flying. But her intention, she is not a PhD from whatever it is. And of course, the Albert Einstein is a very serious musician. So theory of relativity true. So what art is connecting to the technology? Because many of the scientific medical discoveries count of this is done by Caravaggio. It's a painting, You remember in 16th, 15th century, taking a corpus out of, and then it's against the biblical, whatever. I don't want to get into political issues, but this painting was the one which is to discover what are the, the network, nervous network. And this is done by Michelangelo, which is directed to a common man. What you see, that's a revolution. The common man is participated in Renaissance. Of course, the discovery of mastery of perspective, the perspective very near to the camera. Finally, we discovered camera. The camera is a product out of these kind of Renaissance paintings. And these are the patterns. Imagine a life without a zip. Imagine a life without a sieving machine. Right? These are the innovations comes out of Renaissance as well as, and you can ask at this point, what is wrong? Anyway, it is all discovered. We are living a very happy life. What is wrong in it? I'll prove my point. In India alone, 2022, what is the value of a TV? Is a small product in your home? 1.2 trillion Indian rupees. 1.2 trillion, million, billion, trillion, whatever. Now, what is the market share of India out of this? Anybody? It's zero. It's zero. And what are we doing? What does it mean? We don't even a small single company we can make a LCD panel for a TV successfully. And we have IITs and everything. I'm just asking a question. So probably we have to change the mindset. What mindset? From a technological or a following mindset to the inventive leadership mindset. Okay? So to prove my point, the mindset is not happening, the change is going to happen. The change is happening every time. Every 5 years the trends are changing. But we become the prey for the mega trends. We become the market for the global trends. For example, 1920, these were the women in Chennai who were the luxury, loyal people. All, enna varichi tadavi, pattu sari, all the, jewels, mooka marakkira mari, bullaku, whatever. It's completely changed 100 years ago. This was one of the luxurious girl. ஒரு கிராம் தங்கம் இல்லை அந்த பொண்ணுக்கு. தலையில கட்டறதுக்கு ஒரு ரிப்பன் கூட கிடைக்கலையா? என்ன கூட போட்டு வாரல அந்த பொண்ணு. But she is very luxury. Whether you like it or not, change is going to occur. To prove my point, have you ever imagined the godmen will protect themselves with a mask? Suddenly a product mask came in. It was $38 billion in 2021 and 2022 in India. The moment the mask is there, we started producing. But what we do is, we started wearing to the God. We are so empathical to our gods. Have you ever imagined that temples and mosques and churches will be closed indefinitely for years? Because but the thing is, the amount of revenue that created is there. So that's the reason why I'm saying creativity, innovation, new products, that is what going to keep a stable economy. If you buy an iPhone, 70% of that money, that goes to America, please. So I can't say it's a but it's not 100 by 100 against 0. It can be okay for Sri Lanka. It's okay for Singapore, which is a small city, is the country. But we have thousands of kilometers together because we don't want connecting dots. We never ever imagine one day a phone will become a camera. So these were the most effective cameras today. They have 3 lenses. It's a combination of 3 sensors, mirrorless innovation. So innovation is much, much better than imitation. For you to, once again, there is a research paper on South Korea and Samsung in Stanford Research University. Like I read the paper, it's there available. But let us go into Samsung, what happened. In 1994, the Samsung decided to design. Why? Because before that, they were following the Japanese trends. If they make a, Walkman, they will make 100 into 200, 200 into 1,000, 1,000 to 1 trillion. This is what the business model. So you have the trend, copy that model, make your own Walkman, tape recorders, whatever electronics. But 1994, the president, the owner of that company, Mr. Hu, wanted to decide to become number 1 in 2020. Number 1 consumer electronics company in the world. For that, he consulted what to do. Someone from Royal College of Arts, RCA, London, says that you guys have to design. You have to import design. Meaning what? You have to invent new things, So he had 2 options, either to retire professors, retire designers from London and America to import them to Korea and then make them to design, or develop their own designers. he opted to develop his own designers. He started a small design and art institute, which is called Samsung Art and Design Institute, SADI. You can see that. It was started in the premises of the company. Even if you are a senior vice president, you have to undergo in the second half a diploma in design, right? So when they returned back, they started innovating. It's a big story. So this was done. It's kept in the museum by Samsung in 2004. Everyone knows this. It's a foldable. It comes from the user's experience. Koreans have a habit of writing it in a note, fold it and keep it in the packet. Right? The Motorola and all these people were going to extend the cell phone into a computer, supercomputer, where you have you can mail it, you can ABCD and all. You could have seen like a geometry box. But these guys went it. It's a super duper hit. From there, they started invention. What I mean to say, before that phone, Ben's phone, there is no plastic grade which will conduct the electromagnetic signal inside. There was an antenna. I know the 90s professionals must have experienced there was a small combo in the cell phone. Right. So now they are flipping. So like that, they are all keeping on patenting new things. But we thought CRT was the culmination of technology. How many of you know Solidaire, the brand? Where is that company today? Yeah, you know Mr. So he was an ex-IIT alumni. But the thing is, we stayed there. And by the time we tried to do, these guys are coming up with micro LED. It doesn't mean that the LCD is not there, go and discover, do LED, but go surpass, right? You can't be Ilayaraja today. Anirudh is your competitor. You have to surpass and go and then do that. So what is the problem? The problem, the salvation is not relevant to that. For example, this is a photograph taken from the airport of Chennai. And you might have traveled. I have to press and take my lips as close, almost I have to kiss to drink water without splitting in my body. But I drink water like this. So, the officers, IAS officers went outside elsewhere and then discovered how a decent water dispenser, it's miserably failed. I have an empathy, so therefore I give a tea, use and throw cup, fill the water, drink, and then keep it for the next guy who has to come. So the problem is not, see, adaptive versus effective. For example, we are making scooters in this country for 70 years. How my mom will travel in scooter? Because the travel is going like this, the scooter is going like this. I'm sitting here, right? If the brake is coming, you search in the scooter ejection, pillion ejection. We are killing thousands of women on road, the pillion ejection. Furthermore, horrible, she is working in the other end. Very careful son have given the helmet to the mom. But what's the use? There's a carry bag, serupu, tupata. So you want American to understand this? And we have lungi, we have banyan. And if you crack a scooter where my mom is to go into the scooter, நீங்க எங்க அம்மா ஸ்கூட்டர்ல போக கூடாதுன்னு சொல்றீங்களா? இல்ல அவங்களுக்கு ரெண்டு லிவைஸ் ட்ரவுசர் வாங்கி தரட்டுமா? 86 years old my mom is. அவங்களுக்கு பேண்ட் வாங்கி கொடுத்து ரெண்டு பக்கம் கால் போட்டு உட்கார்றதுக்காக பண்ணப்பட்டது அது. It's not for India. The problem is not relevant to that. Who will do it again? America. So that's a top topic is in India is you have hyperloop, this, that, and all these things. Okay, you have platooning, you have driverless car, you have all these sensors and everything come. Where are you going to drive this? This is taken in 2022 June in one of the capitals of India. If you think it is only 3 potholes, take the same drone, go 100 meters high. Who will solve this problem? If there is a road to be done for such kind of situation, what kind of material it has to contain? If you buy the road laying machine from elsewhere, America, Japan, Korea, is it going to solve your problem? That's a question I want to see. We are raising this ITPL. Just opposite to that, it's about effective versus success. And we are always saying we are successful. What is successful is this is what is successful. One last example within 3 minutes. This is at the situation in one of the African countries, 50 degree plus. Yes, a person from here went to Germany to study architecture. He returned back to his own country. He saw the brutalism of European concrete, which is not relevant to his own country because the concrete steel is going to amplify the heat. So he created something like this. He learned from Germany, and it is fully clay, not even 1 gram of steel or this thing. And of course, he started inventing for the children. He's continuously, all this craftsmanship and everything, you see that. And he involved everybody. You find the architectural, scientific, technological invention and use the people and their lives. And then finally, he come up with his name is, Francis Carey. He got a Fuskin Award this year, and the country's name is Burkina Faso. The capital of the country is Gandu. This is what effective. Gandu avudala namakku paakumbodhu. No AC is required. He is running a Francis Carey company. He's not doing free of cost. He's making, I think it's now he's 48 billion or whatever, you can check it. So he creates the environment. He uses the environmental people and their problem. And today, this is the time for us to change mindset because the AI is going to ease our problems. You not to worry about Renaissance painting, Michelangelo painting panna vena, because you can test and validate the prototypes. If it is physical, you can go for virtual. All these things are gone. The virtual reality is going to make impossible into possible. These are in the user experience. If I am sitting in a bus, where it is going, it can run like this, you provide most information. The 5-axis milling machine is there, all right. But now it is, we have a 5th AM, but now the destructive additive manufacturing is going to use all the data across the country. They are going to study design process and things like that. The AI impact is going to have a generative AI. You say what you want, the computer is going to give you. Is it not a biggest advantage? I mean, I'm seeing it through my automotive profession. So you guys can interpret it according to your own. I mean, the same thing can happen. If I give a schematic sketch, it's going to give the solution today. It's going to be modular, sustainable. See, all these things have the same skateboard. You have a personal car, and delivery van and a truck, and everything is going to be there.
Want to be part of the digital transformation era? We provide you with the latest breaking news and videos straight from the manufacturing industry. Industry 4.0 YouTube channel is brought to you by Industry 4.0 magazine. Subscribe to watch the latest tech videos on the Industry 4.0 YouTube channel.
So the micro manufacturing is going to rule the world, right? The basic skateboard is done in elsewhere, and then bring it, transport it, accommodate your own this thing. And then you can walk through your solutions. And you can print whatever you want in the world, right? The process is going to give you a large 3D printing can happen. Even a complex situation like this can be easily printed because you can, and this is an arrival. What they're saying, what will happen after the expiry? Once the car is being, the material can be composite, can be recycled. I can grind it and then reuse. So today, the FRP or whatever, plastic injection, and this is the world's first 3D printed engine compartments. Believe me, all these different materials are printed together. For example, if you go, your headlamp, sheet metal, cast iron, and everything has been printed all together with the insets. You need not to have a sub-assembly. You need not to have so for that, we have to prototype in India. For that first time right. In engineering, we are talking about the first time right. But except you prototype it, nothing can happen. So the prototyping, the craftsmanship, the bottom of the pyramid have to be educated for a clean and aesthetic delivery. For that, prototyping is an extraordinary planning. I think the recommendation here is you can do every design in computer, but down the line, the delivery is on the welder or the craftsmanship, whatever it is there. We have to educate them. We have to take them elsewhere. Ninga America car ipdi irukku, bus ipdi irukku nu evlo naal sollite irukku poran. Avan paatha thana seivan. But avana nama eppadi vechirukongiradha neenga paarenga. Unless otherwise we don't do that. We can't make Finland kind of happy economy here, right? Not just in automotive, but everywhere. Anything. What you need is a creativity or simply design. If you do that, we can solve our own problems relevantly. we can, instead of being just successful, we can be very effective. We can be in the top rank in the happy index in the country. And let us together do it. Thank you so much.
I request our treasurer to give me a card. Yeah? And Mr. Pundasamy will honor our guest of honor with a memento. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.